What is up, guys? How we doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Jedi In Exile, where we are still loving the Bad Batch. We are at season 2, episode 13. This one was titled Pabu. So let's jump straight in. Brian, give me your thoughts.
I liked the episode. Felt like quite a good standalone episode, even though I know it ended that potentially we're going to see obviously more of this planet that they're on. However, I'm slightly, I don't think annoyed is the right word. I think I'm not angry, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed that after we had such a great episode last week where it felt like we were getting more towards what this series was heading towards, we've then kind of, in my eyes, taken a few steps back and gone back to almost a bit of a filler episode. I'm waiting to be proven wrong, and I probably will be, but it felt really like the whole series has gone through, and Series 1 did this, how the Bad Batch were going to live in the world run by the Empire. And then the episode, obviously the last couple of episodes have been about the cloners, being about getting the Empire needing to find Omega. We've had Crosshair come back. He shot the Imperial officer.
Woken up in like a cloning facility.
Yeah, and then suddenly we've gone away from all of that and we've gone to this planet Pabu. So obviously the Bad Batch are cutting their ties with Sid. So that's something they've got to worry about. The episode kind of starts with her being really, really annoyed at them.
Just clearly threatening to essentially like rat them to the Empire.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the woman who they're travelling with,
Phee,
so she's like, right, okay, I've got a place where you can come to. And obviously we then find out that she's never taken anyone there before, so she must really like the Bad Batch. She must like Omega. Omega's then friends with the Phee's niece.
Is it niece? I don't think they were.
Well, she called her auntie.
Yeah,
so it's like
Shep's.
Okay,
Is it Shep? Shep's daughter.
Yeah. And then the two kiddies went out onto the water, Moana style. Storm comes in, and obviously the whole city is like kind of ravaged, really, the lower half, by like the tidal surge, etc. So, and in the end, the Bad Batch say they want to stay. So, is this kind of where their life is going to be leading? I would say it's probably not. However, it's obviously being set up for the moment as though that might happen. So I thought there was a few good things in the episode as a whole, but I like the episode. I'm disappointed at its placement in the series. I felt like this is an episode that could have happened 5 or 6 episodes ago, and we could have had a 2 or 3 episode arc around this and then left it. I feel like we've now only got 3 episodes left of the series. We really need to be getting to the point of like what the hell's going on, because I don't think we can go through the series as we've done it and then maybe episode 16 just ends on a cliffhanger. So I don't feel like they can do that to us.
I feel like this is a weird one, and I agree about its placement in the series feeling a bit weird. So to me,
to you,
yeah, there's one for all the British folk. There's this weird kind of thing. So Tech, Phee, obviously there's like that weird kind of flirting with Tech, right? Yeah. And up to this point, Tech's very much been the Mr. Spock.
Yeah. He's like, no emotion.
Everything's logic, all of that kind of stuff. But there's little glimpses that we see in this episode of him actually kind of warming to her a little bit.
Well, I think he's in touch with his emotions a little bit more because of how close he is now with Omega.
Yeah.
And obviously the chat they had, I think 3 episodes ago.
So we've seen that, right? And then also we've seen Hunter kind of giving it the whole, oh, well, Omega seems really happy here, like she can be a child.
But he's basically like the dad. He's the leader of the group, isn't he? And he's almost like Omega's dad.
And it's all the whole kind of like, we could actually be like this weird dysfunctional family.
They could have their own sitcom.
But I feel like because we know that there's something going on with Crosshair, we know that even though that episode finished with will stick around and help
like good
out.
Samaritans.
All I'm expecting now, if I'm completely honest, is the next episode starts with a massive time jump.
Yeah.
because they're going to stick around, they're going to do that stuff, but we don't need to see that happen. And I don't feel like they're in a place. The only thing would be if the Empire comes, because he made the comment about what about the Empire.
I was expecting in this episode that when they were talking about the tidal surge, I was expecting that to be something maybe to do with the Empire, that maybe the Empire were coming, they were bombing the city, or something was going to happen Empire related, and it just didn't. it just. So
didn't. I feel like it's a weird one because, like you said, we're going to start wrapping up. We're getting into the business end of the series. We know that this series, or I'd like to think that this series now is not going to be them living peacefully for a couple of episodes, and then, like you said, it building to a cliffhanger, and then end of season cliffhanger.
I feel like I don't know whether I'm comparing it to season 1, because season 1 started off, we had that like double long first episode, which was obviously really cool because we were being introduced to the Bad Batch again, and their origin story of after the Order 66.
Order 66, yeah.
So that was really cool. Then we had quite a lot of filler in the middle, where obviously it was kind of world building. So you could forgive that in season 1, because those last sort of 5 or 6 episodes really got into the whole what's going to happen to Kamino, what's going to happen to the clones.
It was mental, and Omega was getting hunted, wasn't she?
Yeah, and obviously you had the whole Crosshair splitting up from the Bad Batch and then hunting them down. Basically, like, you had so much, but it was so much of one storyline, knowing that it's coming to the end. And obviously the last episode, Kamino is destroyed. This series feels like a little bit like 2 steps forward, 1 step back kind of thing. It's just as you think you're getting to a point of like, oh, yeah, we're getting some meat on the bones.
Yeah.
It's then shredded. So
I feel like we said, it's kind of this weird mismatch. I didn't not enjoy the episode.
And I think we've said this about episodes previously, haven't we? On their own, as standalone episodes, some of these episodes are all, they're good. When you've got 16 episodes, every episode can't be a crash bang wallop. Yeah, absolutely. But it's just when you get to the business end of a series, I feel like we're kind of expecting to know where we're being led. At the moment, I feel like we're being led in a circle.
I have no idea where we're going.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, we're just wandering around, and there's no clear direction at the moment. That may well change.
And it's Filoni. Episode 14, he's got a plan. So,
yeah, and we do trust him. But listen, we've got people who listen to us.
If you're watching, pull your finger out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Get to it.
I'm sure
Get to the point.
I'm sure he is. So, yeah, I mean, episode 14, I'd like to think the next episode, the first, let's say it's a 25-minute episode, I'll take 5 or 6 minutes of them. It literally could start with Shep waving them off their ship, saying, thank you so much for being here the last week or so. You've really helped us out. You've left us alone. You can leave us alone now, sorry. They get on the ship and they say, right, where are we going now?
Distress call, boom, we're into something.
Crosshair, it suddenly radios them, like, the secret frequency or whatever, like, and then boom, we've got another 20 minutes of something else that then
leads into the end of the season.
Episode 15, episode 16.
Yeah.
I'll fully take that.
Yeah.
But if it doesn't, well, I'll reserve judgment.
Okay. And on that absolute bombshell, we'll wrap things up. So if you guys have enjoyed hearing us talk about that, why not check out some of our other awesome content right here. And other than that, guys, we'll see you all really soon in the next one.
May the Force be with you all.